Today we will briefly understand the concept of modules in Python, followed by we will see how to use debugging tool called Traceback, really helpful while finding errors in our code. As a professional developer, you'll be spending most of the time, at least 70% of the time, debugging the code when the code base grows really big, rather than doing actual coding, as in writing code. So let's see what are modules in Python. So it's very simple. Like each and every file in Python is considered a module. So module is like it's kind of a capsule in itself. Like so module, you can see the root word is like it is related to modular, right? So we are dividing the codes, and each portion or of the code is called a module, and each and every file is treated as one module. So and we can import the code, we can exchange the code and extend the code using the functions and classes from other modules, like that. So in this code we will just simply understand like what is the main module. So what is the main module is the entry point into the program execution. Like this is the main program which is getting executed, and like this is the entry point for the entire execution basically. So let's say over here we are having two files, and so traceback demo.py is having a function called bytes to bytes IO, and we can import that function into the file called maincode.py using like this syntax from traceback demo import bytes to bytes dot bytes IO, like that. So and we can use that function, and we have defined a function called main function, but we have never called it over here, right? Also, how to like understand when the program is getting executed, which is the main uh, module. So basically there is a variable called name, as you can see over here. So this is the variable which will let us understand whether it is the main module or not. So let me see, like if I execute this portion of code, this file, and print the name, what is the value that is being printed. Also, you might have seen some code like this in most of the Python code, especially if it's like a Flask or a UVCon server, right? In the end, you will find something like this: if name is equal to underscore main underscore, right? So this what does this mean, right? So basically it means that when this is the main module, that is like this is the entry point into the program execution, this file is the main module, then you should do this. Else if it is getting imported, like let's say whenever the functions from a program from a module is imported into another module, then like all the lines are executed, right? So this line will also get executed, this portion of code will also get executed, but the value of the name that time may not be main because it is not the main module. So we want to do certain things only if this is the file which we are executing directly, else we don't want to do this thing. So we put as a condition, if name is equal to main, print this particular thing or do the certain things. So let's see, let's try to execute this. So I will write python 3 and traceback demo, right? So we can see what is printed is the name is main. Now this is the main module, so obviously this portion of the code is getting executed. So basically we are printing the results from the function bytes to IO, right? And we get the results as the bytes IO object. Now let's see, if I run this portion of the code, which is main code.py, right? So I can see that now that particular traceback demo module name is traceback demo. It's no more name main, which was earlier the case, and hence this portion of the code which was printing the bytes.io object is not executed because that particular condition is not fulfilled, right? And now this particular module is the main module, and hence we can see I'm sorry, so I think I need to make it an f string so that this is treated as a variable instead of a string. So let me just execute it once again, so we can see it's the main module. Alright, so we have understood or briefly understood the concept of module and what is a main module, and how to also import from one module to another module functions, or we can import classes as well. Now coming to the traceback. So this is very helpful. So this is how we write. So we try something. So let's see, this is a function, and over here whatever is a code which is our like main business logic, we write over here, and then like if this code is facing some issues and there is an error during the runtime, and even like the first time, then there is an exception thrown, and we catch that exception using this syntax called accept exception as e, and whatever error is come, this comes inside this e variable, or we can name it anything, exception exe, that's up to us. So the name is immaterial, but it will contain the exception, and we can print that exception, and also we can print traceback.format exec. So what this function does is like it will actually uh, go through the entire stack trace. So what that does mean is like the main module, and there can be like different levels of import, sub module and sub module. So it goes through the entire pathway, making the main user understand like where exactly the error is coming from. Let's say it just says traceback demo.py, line number 9 or 10 is like, no, sorry, line number 7 is having some issues, but like which traceback.demo.py, like there can be a lot of different traceback.demo.py in different folders, right? So that whole hierarchy is displayed. So let's use it. So basically how we can use it is like maybe we can just uh, pass a non-valid input. So basically this is a bytes input that is required by this function, and it returns a bytes IO object. So let's do it over here. So over here we can just simply call the main function, right? And if we call the main function, automatically the bytes to bytes IO object is called, and the execution happens, right? So over here you won't be getting any error for sure. So if I run, so I can see that like again I'm getting a printing of bytes.io. So this type is getting printed, right? Now if I want to create some error, the error will come actually from this portion of the code, because ultimately this is where the conversion from bytes type to bytes IO is happening, right? So let me just give an invalid input. Over here I'm not changing the parameter of the main function because I've not taken any parameter. Basically I'm just making some change in the code itself. So instead of a bytes we are getting a string over there. I should throw now an error. Let's see. So you see this is the entire stack trace that come into picture. Like it will tell, okay, so so this is traceback demo.py is having an issue in line number 7, like that. And if and main code.py, this is line number 4, and like line number 9 is the function, the definition of the function, and this is coming like basically if we go deeper, this is coming from line number 7 in traceback demo.py. So this is how it is. Yeah, so we can get the understanding where the error is coming from. Cool. That's it for this video. Thank you.